Hello guys and welcome back to our channel Barcaadmirers, and we are back today with a post-match analysis of the Barca-Betis game. Barcelona slumped to a shock 1-0 defeat against Real Betis in La Liga at the Camp Nou on Saturday thanks to Ousmane's late winner. Now before we begin, I would really appreciate it if you guys could just like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel and also press on the bell icon so that you can turn on all the post notifications.
Now before we begin, a small shout out to OneFootball. If you are a football fan and want to stay updated about the plethora of latest news coming up in the vast world of football, then OneFootball is the best app for you. Be it the latest news updates, transfer rumors or update about club or international football, OneFootball has got it all covered. It is completely free to use and its biggest perk is that it gives you real-time match updates whenever a game is being played out, and whenever there's a major incident in the game, you will be notified by the app. You can select your favorite club and it will suggest you personalized articles. In my case, it's definitely Barcelona. Be it game statistics, current form of your team or individual performances of your players, you get it all. La Liga, Champions League, English Premier League, Serie A, World Cup, Bundesliga, League 1, MLS or AFC Champions League, everything you want, it's here. So go ahead, check it out. Link to download the app is given in the description of this video.
The only goal of the game came in the 79th minute as Sergio Canales and Cristian Tello combined in a swift counter-attack to set up Ousmane to coolly slot an effort past Barca goalkeeper Marc to Stegen. Xavi gave a start to Phillipe Coutinho in attack today alongside Memphis Depay and Abde Ezzalzouli, but the host failed to create any chances. Youngster Gavi was forced off with a suspected head injury in the 36th minute and was replaced by Riqui Puig. Alex Moreno went close to scoring for Betis just before half-time after evading Sergino Dest but fired wide. Barca upped the pressure in the second half as Ousmane Dembele, who replaced Coutinho on the 59th-minute mark, twice went close. It was later confirmed that Gavi was not hospitalized for his injury and he will probably be fine for the next game. In the end, Betis ensured that they took all the 3 points home through Ousmane's late goal to hand Xavi his first defeat as Barca boss. Now let's move on to the player ratings. First up, goalkeeper Marc Stegen gets a 5 out of 10. He looked on course for a clean sheet as VAR intervened early in the second half, although he couldn't keep out Ousmane's eventual effort. Occupying the right back spot, Sergino Dest gets a 4 out of 10. He struggled to contain the strong left-hand side of Betis, looking really disconcerted at times. Really poor defending from him against the fatal counter of Betis that led to the goal. Playing right alongside him, centre-back Ronald Araujo gets an 8 out of 10. He was a dominant presence at the back, regularly towering over his opposition while also showing fantastic pace to cover colleagues and also make some vital interventions in threatening situations. Surprisingly, Clement too did extremely well and earned himself a 7 out of 10. He proved an imposing figure to stifle the Betis forward line while also distributing the ball quite nicely. On the left-hand side, veteran Jordi also earns a 7 out of 10. He showed his experience with a really solid defensive contribution throughout and surged up the left flank with typical dynamism, although he did fail to provide a decisive output on the night. Up in the midfield, veteran Sergio Busquets also earns himself a 7 out of 10. He was so good positionally, reading the game to dictate proceedings in his typical classy and languid style. However, it simply was not enough. On the other hand, young central midfielder Nico Gonzalez showed great strength, intensity and composure in the center of the pitch and got himself a 6 out of 10. Despite making a couple of clumsy challenges, he did well to break up play and drive forward. Gavi, for the limited amount of time that he was on the pitch, earns himself a 6 out of 10. He was a little presence in the midfield throughout the early stages of the contest, but was worryingly stretched off after sustaining a head injury in the first half. Moving on to the forward lineup, occupying the right wing spot is Abde Ezzalzouli, and he has earned himself a 6.5 out of 10. A brilliant work rate to showcase a really competent defensive side to his game, managing 5 ball recoveries. He simply could not quite convert his threat into something tangible on the front foot. I expected a little better of him. Up top, playing as the striker, Memphis Depay earns himself just a 3 out of 10. Often isolated up top and more worryingly, just so very passive in his pressing and willingness to float around and make things happen, it simply is not working out for him right now. Finally, up on the left wing, Phillipe Coutinho gets a 5 out of 10. He ran around energetically and looked threatening early on, but bizarrely completely simmered down as time passed. Moving on to the subs, of course, Riqui Puig earns himself a 6 out of 10. He came on in place of Gavi and he kept the ball well enough but never really looked capable of providing the same penetrative influence as Gavi or Pedri could. On the other hand, Ousmane Dembele, who came on in place of Coutinho, gets a 7. His introduction brought with him an immediate injection of intensity and danger. Barca looked a different team with him on the pitch. Frenkie de Jong finally earns himself a 6 out of 10. He introduced a little more control and more progressive attitude in the midfield. Gerard Piqué and Luuk de Jong both will remain unrated. Speaking in the post-game press conference, manager Xavi Hernandez said that today's loss was too much of a harsh punishment for the team. He said that the goal against Barca came when the team was at its best. They had worked on the transitions. Today, however, was too harsh of a punishment. They simply cannot concede the goal that they did, and they have to be smarter and stop that attack. He said that this result worries him because they simply do not like to lose. The luck that they had at Villarreal is what they did not have today. There are times when you win without deserving it, and today it was the other way round. Today, Barca deserved to win. Speaking in a similar tone, Jordi Alba also said the same thing. He said that he thinks that Barca played a great game in the first half. Betis is a direct rival and they could not score together 3 points. Now they have to improve a lot. They have to think about the match against Bayern Munich. He seemed rather optimistic when he said that he is convinced that Barca are going to turn the situation around. They are taking new concepts from the coach and they have to keep working to get better. In 4 games under Xavi Hernandez so far, we have recorded 2 wins, 1 draw and a loss. We currently sit in the 7th spot in the Liga with 23 points. It looks like it's going to be a long season.
That's all the news we could collect for you today. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon, select all and enable all the YouTube app notifications. We have always been overly impressed by your response to our videos. So in this episode, we have decided to set a target of 550 likes. Please Qlers, help us reach our target on this episode as well. Now that's all we have for today's episode. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Visca el Barça, Visca el Catalunya.